Welcome to another episode of the WeakLEE Podcast. My guest here today is Bomani, somebody that I don't really know much about, but he's another one of Bryce's close friends, and I trust Bryce. But we're going to be talking about men's mental health, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Just tell people about yourself a little bit.
My name is Bomani Pierre. I'm born and raised from New Orleans. I'm a musician for a time. Play Brazilian music, Latin music, jazz, pretty much everything. I'm pretty well-rounded when it comes to music. I'm a percussionist for the most part. Anything sticks, hand drums, I'm more than likely I could play them. I've been doing that my whole life. My parents studied Brazilian music. They met at a Brazilian party. I was adopted at like 2 months.
Right.
And I was just a musician. He put the sticks in my hand and it went from there.
Roll with it.
That was it. I wasn't no football, wasn't no basketball. It was just the drums.
Right.
So
you said you was adopted?
Yeah, I was adopted at 2 months. 2 or 3 months. One of the months, I don't really remember.
So you really don't. So you really don't even know.
So my birth parents, it never bothered me because it was like I was adopted so young.
Uh-huh.
It was just like, these my parents. Like,
exactly.
They brought me into this world, they blessed me. So it's like, I feel like if I was like 10, 12, then I would be like, all right, cool. Why was I in a foster home?
Yeah.
Who didn't want me?
Because you'll probably get more used to...
I'm going around like, people come and see, let's see if we're going to adopt him. I ain't have that experience,
Right.
So for me, it was just like, when I found out on a funny style. My cousins used to make fun of me. You'd be like, you ain't one of us, you ain't one of us. They loved me, but
right.
They just older cousins, like,
Yeah.
So I used to be like, why they keep saying that? Why they keep saying that? So I just asked my mama. She was like, she went off on them though.
And how old you was when
I found out I was 7.
Right.
But they wanted me to be, at least in my teens when they told me. And I respect that. They was like, we need you to be old enough to the point where you understand what's going on. But my cousins, being cousins, they pushed it a lot earlier. So she told me. And it's crazy. I wasn't mad. I was like, it's cool. Like, all right, I was adopted at 2-3 months, whatever.
Yeah, because you never felt it.
Yeah, I never felt it, bro. So when people used to ask me, when people found out, they used to be like, man, how you feel to be adopted? I'd be like, I don't feel nothing.
Right.
Like, you don't want to find out? Like, no. Like, and I'm serious. Like, it never bothered me mentally.
You never met your biological parent? Right.
I really never cared to find out either. Right. My parents asked me, like, you want me? I'm like, I mean, if y'all feel like I need to, but I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You ain't worried about it.
Yeah,
Is that due to the relationship with
my parents?
Your parents, or just like you really just never had interest?
I just never had the interest.
Was filled.
Yeah, it was filled. Like I never felt like I didn't have a family, because the family that I have is my family. Like,
exactly.
My cousins are my cousins, my mom and my daddy, my mom and my daddy. So it was never like, man, you missing something. Now, granted, do people want to know, like, just want to know how your mom looked? Yeah, I probably had that thought every now and then, but it was never like it never was brain wrecking. Like, man, I need to, because I was like, nah, I love my mom. My mama the GOAT to me,
exactly.
So I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that never really bothered me mentally. The only time it used to get to me when people used to constantly ask, you show, bro, I'm sure, like, do you want to meet him or something? Like I'm good. But nah, as far as like that, nah. And then as I got older, the people who did know I was adopted, if it would come up in conversation, I would realize, like, damn, I'm blessed. Like, I've been going to Brazil since I was 2 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been out the country probably 23 times. Like, so I'm good. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to meet him or I don't care to meet him or I hate him. It's nothing like that. It's just like, I don't have that desire. You know what I'm saying? So.
But if it presents itself.
It'd be cool. What's up? Like, we ain't gonna be mom and daddy though, but
right.
You can be my, grab
just
a beer or something. You know what I'm saying? We can grab a beer or something, but we ain't gonna be all, we ain't gonna do all that, nah.
That's it. So what is your take on men's mental health?
Men's mental health, I feel like it's lack. It's it's not important in this world as it should be. I feel like we as men, a lot of us come from that environment where we have to be like, we gotta be strong. Like, we can't cry, we can't express our emotions because we feel like somebody gonna look at us like we weak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, or we gonna feel like we not a man. I struggle with that a lot because I feel like, man, I can't say this because if I say this, then I wonder if they're gonna still think I'm a man, or you know, are they gonna think I'm grown, or they're gonna look at me like a child. When really it's like, bro, you just expressing your emotions. Like, you know what I'm saying? I realize now at 28, I probably ain't start expressing myself or being open to it. Probably I want to say within the last year, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because a lot of times we be too busy worried about what people got to say about us and what we think.
It really, that's all it be. What we think, like, man, I don't care. Like, you know, for me, example, when I was like 15, probably like 14, when I was doing the Brazilian stuff, I have like the Brazilian costume on, and people be like, man, you wearing that, like, oh, you look lame. So for me, I'm so used to, like, I'm hearing it, so I'm like, everybody's saying it, and I'm like, man, it's lame, man. It's lame. I don't want to wear this. So now I got an attitude when I got it on. Like, man, I don't want to wear this, man. Every time I put the costume on, I'm looking at my dad.
People made you
like,
feel a certain type of way that you didn't need to feel just because you was different from.
Like, I'm with my daddy, like, man, you got wearing this. So now I'm giving my daddy attitude because I really don't want to wear this. Like, I don't want to wear this. As I got older, probably till I made like 18, somebody just told me, like, bro, you different.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, yeah, man. And he was like, wait, no. You different. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. That's the problem. Like, no. What you mean that's the problem? And he like drilled it in my brain. Like, bro, you know you speak 2 languages?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but you know people don't like that. I'm like, what you mean people don't like that? And I'm like, you know, they be saying that's not cool. I'm like, you don't speak 2 languages to be cool. You know, you're not a musician to be cool. Yeah. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was one of them things for me. It was just like, man,
just being a people pleaser.
Yeah, like I'm trying to please everybody. I'm worrying about what everybody say. Like, bro, nah, dog. You could rip me all you want. You gonna rip me while I'm out the country. So I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying?
But people normally just do that just a jealousy.
Yeah, just that's what
like
it
they probably was mad because you played instruments. They couldn't do it. You now speak a different language. They probably wanted to do it, couldn't do it.
No, I tried everything to cover up being a musician. I tried to play football. I got hit one time. That ain't work. Right. Basketball. I'm bad, Bill. That ain't work. Bro, I tried everything, and it just always came back to music. Like, this is who I am. This is all I know. Like, that's why I feel people when they say stuff like, I don't have no plan B. Like, yeah, everybody got a plan B. You could get a 9 to 5, but music that's all I know. Like, I express my life through music. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel people when they say, man, I don't got no plan B. And it's like, when this your plan, like when this all you have, like that helps your mental. Like, like for basketball players, like when they talk and they say, man, basketball just take my mind off stuff, bro. Music really takes my mind off a lot of stress. Like when I'm playing, like I can express any emotion through the music, like easy. I can have a bad day. Girl just left me, whatever, lost on FanDuel, whatever. I'm gonna hit this gig. I ain't even gonna think about it. Exactly. I ain't even gonna think about it. Like, so yeah, I just feel like, but when it comes to mental health, it's like we don't have that platform, or sometimes we're scared to have that platform. It's like it go either way. It's like sometimes we have the platform, but we feel like if we express our emotion on that platform, then people gonna look at us like we weak. Yeah. But sometimes we have that platform and we still scared to do it because people go, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just society. I feel like it wasn't made for men to express their emotions. And I think that, that bothers us a lot.
And that was a good bit of why I started this whole thing, period. Because it's like just expressing and allow other people to be able to express themselves. Cause like starting it, like I had a lot of people, why you doing that? What made you do that? Who you think you is? Like, I'm just
giving people a
regular
voice. Yeah, giving people a voice.
Exactly, and that's it. Cause cause I didn't heard somebody say, why you name it WeakLEE? Like, what you mean? You should just name it Weak. Or have the weak capitalized with the Lee lowercase. Like, what? Why does that even matter? Like, why are you so upset about
let me do my thing. Let me do my thing. Like, just...
But people do that to discourage you. But it's at the end of the day, if this is what I'm going to do, I ain't worried about what people got to say. Some people rolling with it, some people not. And that's just the way things go.
Yeah, you either going to, I feel like we could disagree. I might not like that you did this. You might not like that I did this. But it should never be a jealousy thing. Exactly. It should just be a disagreement.
But there's always people in this world that's jealous. And that's just what it is. Because a lot of people, they see what you're doing, they see how you're moving, they see you ain't worried about what the next person doing and all that. But you focus.
Like,
that bothers people.
But that's why it's important to have good friends, bro.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important to have good. If you don't got good friends, bro, if you don't got a good, just that good
people around.
Yeah, you know, good people around
just
you.
That foundation.
That foundation is very, very important. It took me a long time to realize that, like even like a podcast, bro. You can ask Bryce. I would have never got on a podcast. Like, what?
So what made you want to do it?
I just wasn't scared no more, bro. Like, you know, I just, like I said, like, this last year was just like it was just an eye opener for me for a lot of stuff. You know, I realized like a lot of mistakes I made, like in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of mistakes I may have made dealing with other friendships, relationships. You know, I just, this year was like a big reflection for me. And I think what helped me stop being so scared was I realized, like, man, God got my back, bro. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? God got me. No matter how this is gonna work, I could be stressed out, I could cry, I could do whatever I want to do, but God always got you. Like, God know the real. Like, that's really what it is. God know the real. You know, whether, you know, no matter what happens, you keep your faith in God. And for me, I started traveling on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to travel with my parents, but like these last 6 months, bro, I haven't spent 3 weeks in New Orleans, 4 weeks in New Orleans, the last 6 months.
Right.
I just been traveling by myself, and it's been cool. Sometimes I go to teach. Majority of the time to be teaching, I be teaching music, but a lot of times it just be me going, and I just be traveling, just enjoying, and just like being like, man, life is more than what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
getting out of this content New Orleans stuff. Because everybody doing the same thing. It ain't going nowhere. It's not gonna be the same thing all our life. It's gonna be
here the rest of our life. Bro. It ain't going nowhere.
The same
ain't no
thing.
hurricane. People be saying, man, if another ain't no hurricane gonna swipe New Orleans.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. It might put us on pause for a while, but New Orleans gonna always come back, and it's gonna always be here. So for me, I just started traveling. I just started like to just think and just be more open with like, man, look, this is what it is, and being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know, I wasn't always an honest person.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
though.
and you know, I was honest with myself to say you wasn't always an honest person, bro.
Exactly.
So now I be more honest with, you know, anything. Like whether if I'm talking to a friend, I'm talking to a significant other, like, look, I'm okay with being honest. You know, I feel like even if it hurt, sometimes the truth hurt. Like, you know, the truth is in a hurt. Like, you know, but it's the truth. So
it's better hurt from the truth than a lie.
Yeah. So for me, it was like, man, look, that's what it is. And I just got tired, bro. So when I saw the podcast, I watched the first one. It was the first one I saw was you and Bryce. Mm-hmm. And I remember Bryce was talking about losing somebody. And I was just like, damn, Bryce don't even talk.
Yeah.
If I call Bryce crying right now, Bryce gonna be like, you trying to hop on Madden?
Right.
Or I was just asking, trying to hop on Madden? I mean, I'm gonna just beat you in Madden. You make you feel better or make you feel worse. That's the type of person Bryce is. So when I see Bryce, I'm like, Hold on. Wait. I know Bryce not on here talking. Like, I'm scared.
Going on with this?
So I was just like, man, but look, that goes to we talking about hate. Mm-hmm. Bryce inspired me.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't see it and be like, man, Bryce, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, wait, man, all right, bet. Right. All right, let's do it. Like, you know, so for me, I just was like, I just stopped being scared, bro. Once you stop being scared to do stuff or just open up, you feel a lot better about a lot of stuff.
Go back to being different though. You gotta do different things.
Gotta do different stuff.
You don't want to be just like everybody else and then you fall in line with everybody else.
And I ain't asked him to come up here. He asked me.
Right.
I was like, man, you know what? I was like, man, look, say, let's talk, you know, like, let's talk, you know, because for me, probably up until I was like 25, bro, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever really like just expressed feelings.
Yeah, just
unless it came at me crying or me just fussing or me like, you know, but just to be like, just starting off a conversation, just talking like, bro, I could never do that, bro. It took me a long time to have good communication.
Right.
Without a fuss or without a fight. And that's with anything. This could be my parents, this could be with a lover, a friend. I could never just have a conversation about, say, where we went wrong with this or what happened with that, other than me just fussing, like off the rip. Right. I'm fuss because I feel like, or even if you come and tell me, say, I don't really like how you did that, brother, I may just get defensive. Yeah. When really it's just, you know, they just expressing.
But that's all come with growing though. And you're getting older. And it's just, everything is simple as a conversation.
Everything. I realize that like everything is really just as simple as a conversation.
But we just are raised to be mad, honestly.
We are raised to be mad, bro.
We ain't raised to talk about what's really going on. Let everything be addressed be honest about it, be vulnerable with it. Look, this happened like this. I ain't messing with this.
Yeah.
Let's work to fix it. But a lot of people, you made me feel this way. They say it with an attitude or provoking. You made me feel this way. I don't like it, and I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah, I ain't dealing with it. When really could be like, say, look, I ain't do that, dog. Like,
right.
Even if that person telling you, I feel like you did it, like, I'm just like, bro, I ain't do that. Unless we could take the necessary steps to figure out why, I can show you that I really didn't do it.
Yeah.
But you gotta be open to that. You know what I'm saying? Tell me why you feel that way. I'm gonna show you that I didn't do that, but I'll still take why you feel like, because I realize that you never know. I realize that in an argument, both people really do have a different outlook. So whether you might be, it's really no right or wrong, but whether you might, this situation, you might feel strongly about it. That don't mean that person outlook isn't. They're not wrong. It's just different.
Yeah,
so it's still truth in every single. You know what I'm saying? Conversation is just like
it's how I perceived it.
Yeah, this how you
say the same thing, but I can perceive it a whole different way than you. So if me perceiving it made me feel a way, I could tell you that.
Yeah, look, this how you made me feel.
But a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, and that like you said, that come and grow. And like in New Orleans, it's just. I always say this. I tell people that all the time. I feel like, I'm not going to say the world because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. But I do feel like in the United States, I feel like, bro, don't nobody go through what New Orleans people go through, bro. I really, truly feel like that. And I only say that because...
How many different places you been?
So, United States, I've been to 44 states. I've been to 44 states. Maybe. Well, let me say, these are places I haven't been to. I haven't been to North Dakota, South Dakota. I don't think I'm gonna ever go. Hawaii, Alaska.
You been to Idaho?
I've been to Idaho. Yeah, look, listen. It was music.
Right.
I'm missing one.
So since you've been to all them places, why you say that New Orleans different than everywhere?
Because for us, when you from New Orleans, bro, you just walk with a different, you just walk with a different pep, like yo swag different. And I ain't even talking about the way we dress. I ain't talking about the way we talk. I ain't talking about the accent. It's just what we go through as people down here is just different. So you think about a place like, when people talk about trying to think of a place where the crime rate is bad. LA, all right. How big is LA?
Too big.
How big is New Orleans?
Small.
That means something.
Yeah, it means a lot.
I know for sure in New Orleans, if somebody die tomorrow, somebody in this room know them. That's a guaranteed fact.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a guaranteed fact. So it's like, by New Orleans being so small, you can't, when I say you can't avoid that, I'm not talking about actually dying, but you can't avoid seeing it.
Right.
Like somebody is going to post somebody that died.
Right.
Like it's literally impossible in New Orleans to have an Instagram and one of your followers not post somebody that just died.
Oh yeah, that's fact.
It's just you know what I'm saying? So for us, it's just like you always see this. Bro, I play second lines. I play more repasses than anything, bro. I play more repasses than anything. On a Saturday, I'm guaranteed to play a repass.
Right.
I hate that, bro. And it's always a kid.
Right.
It's always a kid, bro. I've been teaching kids since I was small. I've been teaching kids since I was a kid, bro. Right. I've been teaching kids since I was a kid. My dad, he taught he was teaching kids forever too. And I remember like he was teaching in a 10 wall. And I remember every kid used to come to him, like every kid, like he was just he was the man, like, this Mr. Curtis, like, he gonna teach us how to drum. He gonna bring us home. He gonna make sure we good. He gonna keep us out of trouble. And that helped. But it's just like in New Orleans, like you need more of that, because if you don't, like, bro, it's easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's so easy. And for me, again, having that good foundation, the partners who I did have that grew up, who I grew up with, some of them, a lot of them didn't make it, but the ones who did and was still living the life, I respected them so much because they never let me get in it. Yeah. Like I had partners who would really be like, bro, you got to dip. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm chilling, like, bro, you got to dip.
Cause your real friends see what's in you.
Yeah, you
don't even see it.
You ain't built like that. And I think in New Orleans we think when somebody say you ain't built like that, that means you scared. Bro, you just not that person. And that's okay. Like you don't have to be a killer.
Well, a lot of people be feeling offended about that.
Yeah, like, nah, bro, you just not built like that. Like you can, but that's cool because you can go out. I remember my partner was saying, he was like, bro, He was like, man, I feel so blessed to be able to just go out. Bro, a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
So when I be telling kids, like, bro, why you want beef? You know you can't go nowhere, right?
Exactly.
And I'm everywhere. No, you're not, bro. Stop.
Looking
and wherever you at, you looking over your shoulder 24/7. You can't have no type of fun. You know what I'm saying? You always got to carry a gun. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
That ain't it. That ain't it.
But
so
that's how we set up, though. We set up to be provoked, to do something crazy, and then for us to be another person in the system.
And that's why I say, like, New Orleans is just different, because it's like you gonna see it.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it. Like,
and then you're constantly gonna be provoked, even with family, friends, walking, going to the store, anything. Especially out here, people feel the type of way about any and everything.
Anything, bro.
And be so quick to feel a certain type of way.
Quick. Like, the smallest thing, you bumped me, you stepped on my shoes. Bro, a dude could tell a dude, bro, my bad, bro, I ain't mean to step on your shoes. And dude still gonna feel like, damn, bro, he apologized. What else you want? You want him to clean your shoe? Like, what else you want him to do, bro? Like, you about to go to walk over your shoe?
Exactly.
G-Nights?
That's really how it be.
Bro, not G-Nights, bro. Not G-Nights, bro.
That's really how it be.
Not G-Nights. You drop my drink. You want another drink, bro? It ain't that deep, dog.
Because things could really be that simple. But when people feel like they ain't got nothing to lose, or they just so into their own selves and so miserable inside, you don't know what they trying to do or would do.
My grandpa used to say that. He used to be like, the worst person to deal with is somebody who don't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You don't got nothing to lose. You really don't care. Like, you don't care about nothing. So it just be like.
And the people who don't do stuff is people who know they got things to lose. So it be like, all right, just like me, anytime, all right, you got it, bro. Just go about my business. I ain't got time for that.
And for me, that was growth. That was growth.
Yeah.
That was growth, because that was growth. Bryce can tell you that was growth, bro. I used to, for me to walk away from a situation, bro, I'm going to cry, dog. If I gotta walk away from this situation, I'm gonna cry. And not even on no gangster stuff. Just like, no, like, we ain't about to, no, you ain't about to play with me. Like, no, it could be the smart, no. If I feel like you about, no.
See, with me, somebody gotta really like.
Yeah, really gotta get you
and
there.
That's how I am now.
I'm
Like,
gonna look and just be like, bro, let's ride out.
yeah. If I got an issue with you, we walking on the same side of the street, I'm gonna go to the other side of the street, bro.
Right.
If you come on the other side of the street, that's different. That's at that moment, I'm just protecting myself. But I'm gonna initially, now I'm gonna just go cross the street. Like,
so why you think you was like that?
I think for me, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got picked on a lot for whatever. My name, no shoulders.
Right.
Bro, people been telling me I ain't had no shoulders since I was about 10.
Right. My
name, no shoulders. Me playing, different culture of music. So I used to have that, like, once I made like 13, I had like my first fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I won. So I was like, oh, I can fight. I can fight. Y'all ain't gonna bully me no more. I can fight. We can just fight now. So I kept that. I'm like, look, we just gonna fight. And not even say I had like 1,000 fights. You just, at a point in time, you just wasn't gonna, at that moment, once I had that first fight, oh yeah, you ain't gonna play with me.
Right.
What's up? Right. However you want to do it, let's do it. I ain't tripping. But once I got in a relationship, and I realized, like, I think when I got in my first real relationship, I was 22. That was my first real relationship. Like, you done had like little stuff in high school, but my first relationship I got when I was 22. When I got in that relationship, I realized, like, bro, nah, dog, this ain't it. Like, you don't want.
Because it's bigger than you.
Yeah, it's bigger than you. You don't want to get in trouble. And I got to call my girl, oh, babe, I'm in jail.
Mm-hmm.
What? Man, dude played with me, not, Well, what you did? I shot him.
Right.
What about us? And it's just like, what about the people that love you? Like, man, I'm not, no.
That goes back to me and my dad episode, because it's just like everything you do, especially as a man, affects everybody around. And you don't think it do, but
you don't.
It does.
You don't.
Especially like you said, when you got a girl. Now you got her in a situation where, all right, what now I'm about to do? Well, how long is he gonna be in there? Now, how long I'm gonna wait? Am I really gonna wait for him?
Am I really gonna wait? Especially, like, let's say you the sole provider.
Exactly. So now I gotta find me a job. Or do I gotta go find me another dude? Like, it's
You leave people with you. I mean, yeah, you going through your stuff because you locked up, but you dealing people. You leaving people to deal with a lot of mental problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because of a mistake that you could have prevented. You know, you didn't have to do that. You could have walked away. Now, certain situations, sometimes do be, they back be against the wall. You know, I guess sometimes I understand that. But in a lot of cases, a lot of stuff, I feel like a lot of situations, like you said, a lot of situations happen because two dudes can't come down and be like, say, bro, I ain't like the fact that you did this. Mm-hmm. But bro, you did that. But bro, you know, whoop-de-woo, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, well, look. My bad. All right, bet. Go about our day. We don't gotta be cool. That's the thing. We don't have to be cool. We can, we could agree to disagree. And cool. Now we good. Now we both living. We both got families. We both thriving. And you never know. I might see you 20 years from now. Be like, say you remember me.
When that happened?
What's that? What's your dog? What's up? You good? You living good? Like.
But that's the problem, though. Everybody wants to be mad.
So how do y'all think living in a place like this affects your mental health?
What, like New Orleans?
Yeah, like all of the stuff y'all just described.
It's really just like talking to people, but people out here, they don't want to talk. But it affects everybody because everybody got a chip on their shoulder. Everybody feel like somebody playing with them. So it's like, what exactly do we really do?
Right.
Exactly, because everybody don't want to feel played. Everybody want to feel like they better than this person, better than that person.
Everybody want to be the big dog, like, man.
And then, people be too busy worried about, I ain't messing with him. He got this much money and all that. But it's like, at the end of the day, everybody, you got this much money. I'm pretty sure somebody else got more money than you. Somebody else got more money than them. Somebody else got more money than them.
Always somebody.
So it's like people worry about the wrong things. It's just like you said, it's very simple to fix all this, but people got to have that conversation.
And I think for a lot of us, like for me, like I said, bro, I'm at 28, bro. I'm just learning this. Like I'm just learning this 6 months ago, bro. I like this. Like no lie, like that's why I could be honest and say that, bro. I'm just maturing at 28. I wasn't mature at 27. I wasn't mature. I thought I was.
Right.
I thought I was. But I wasn't. I was maturing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't mature. I was growing. But at 28, I'm still not fully there yet, but I could say my mind different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could say, all right, cool. I know that this ain't supposed to go like that. I know that ain't supposed to go like that. So now for me, I ain't even worried about, bro, I'm not even ashamed of nothing, bro.
Right.
I ain't ashamed. If I did it, I did it. Right. But if I didn't, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, I didn't. But if I did, I did. But bro, I'm not ashamed to cry. I'm not ashamed of none of that. And I just feel like you said, like, how does that affect? Like in New Orleans, people just be ashamed, bro. And it just because they be so ashamed, it gets bottled up and you get so angry.
Yeah.
So now it's
and
like
everybody mad.
You add any little thing, like, dude, man, watch out. Like, and I realize this. People have to deal with childhood problems, bro. Mm-hmm. People have to deal with, like, for me, still to this day, I ain't even ashamed to say it. Me and my dad, we still have communication problems. Like, that's just us. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that when you don't deal with the stuff that's in your past, and I think when people say deal with it, they mean like you got to go back and fuss at your daddy. Like, no. You just have to accept it for what it is and understand where your mindset come from. If you don't, that's the issue. People don't understand where
another person coming from.
Yeah, they don't understand where it comes from, themselves. And they don't understand where whatever you thinking, they don't know where that stemmed from.
Yeah.
So somebody might be telling you,
don't want to go back and see it.
Or don't want to go back and see it. And that was for me. It was like, I come from a good household. Like, I ain't gonna ever say I didn't. But we had problems like most. I would say if my family had an issue, our issue was definitely communication.
Right.
Because it was just like, and this is my family, period. I remember on ATL when he said he was like, they never discuss their problems. Yeah. They just watch good times. Uh-huh. Bro, me and my family, and I'm talking about like my big family, not just my mom and my dad. We would sit and watch Madea. Yeah. And whatever problem the family had, it was done because we watched Madea. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy. That's
really
doing
sweeping the rug.
Yeah, you just sweeping it. So now when we get into the game, we gonna bring that back up.
Yeah.
Because we ain't really just watch Madea.
Something gonna be triggered for us to come back to this. And then triggers always gonna come up to see how you gonna if your reaction gonna change to
and
it.
that's why it's good. You got to just get all that out, discuss it that way. It ain't no trigger, like, you know what I'm saying? But they do have certain people who purposely try to trigger you, though.
Yeah,
and
that's because a lot of people know your trigger, especially people that raised you.
Yeah,
that,
they know you. Yeah, they know your trigger. So, yeah. So for me, I was like, yeah, that's why lately I just been working on communication. Like that's been my biggest thing.
But that's probably because you see that growing up, that was an issue. And you want to make it better. Because you see now, since you got older, communication is the key to a lot. So if you work on that, you can work on a whole
Once you
open up a whole
like for
thing.
me, I lost a lot of good things because of communication, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot. So for me, it's just like, if these situations were to present themselves again with these relationships, things that I lost, I would know, look, cool, I know how to fix this, if it's able to be fixed, or I know how next time to prevent this from happening. But like you said, that just come with growth. Like for me, bro, that took a long time. Because I just wasn't like, no, like, I'm just not gonna tell you my problems. Like I'm just like, no, I'm gonna take that shit on the chin and I'm gonna just keep it pushing. Cause
like I honestly say, like I was mature at I'd say about 22, 23. But like now that I got older and started really paying attention to where I went wrong in my communication, it helped me throughout all the way up to this. And now I don't even have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. I'm probably like, if I had to do a percentage, I'm probably like, now I would say I probably moved up to probably 85% good with communication, which is the growth for me. Because I was at like 10, 15. You know what I'm saying? I would try, and if I feel like it didn't go my way, oh well, now we about to argue. Right. Because it ain't going my way now. Exactly. But man, once you get older, you realize like, bro, you ain't gotta argue, dog.
Because it's like with relationships, I started seeing where I went wrong, why it happened like that. It's not her fault. Right. It's a lot bit of my fault. It's a lot of, But at the end of the day, it's just like, you gotta know the person and you gotta know how to communicate. You gotta understand they might react one way this time, but may not react the same way another time. Right. But you still gotta be honest, just be straightforward up front with it.
Got to,
And it's like, but that's something that you gotta start in the beginning. Because if you don't start in the beginning, once you get in the few years in it, that's when everything starts.
It's gonna get even worse. Like for me, like with relationships, like you said, relationships, I used to be like, I'd be worried. I remember I had a situation like, bro, the bill was due, and it was like, I don't remember if I didn't have it. No, I had it at that time. I was driving. I was driving trucks. I was all right. I think because I knew when it was due, I was just like, I'm gonna pay it. Yeah, I'm gonna pay it. All right, it's a day over. I'm gonna pay it. It's 2 days over. I ain't cut it off yet. It's 5 days then went by. We good. They ain't send a disconnect notice. We good. But it's like when you paying a bill, or like when you doing stuff for somebody who was doing without you, you can't come in like change that for them. Yeah. Like you know, and if they bring up that conversation, like, man, look, I'm not used to that. I got defensive, like, man, I'm paying it, like, what you trying to, like, nah,
be like, what you doing that
like,
for?
Nah, Bomani, it don't work like that, dog. Before you came here, the bills was paid on time. If you gonna do this, this, you know what I'm saying? I just like it to stay like that, like, and it shouldn't, even if, let's say I disagree, which I don't now, now that I'm older, even if you do disagree, that's still they viewpoint, bro. You can't knock their viewpoint. You can't knock their feelings. Like, you don't like that, and you have a reason to not like that. I could, in that situation, I would say I was wrong. Right. Because it was like, you playing with fire now. What if it get cut off? Then what? Then what you gonna say? Oh, I swear I was gonna pay it today. They ain't tell me it was gonna be like, nah, bro. Stupid. Now you stupid.
And all this shit could have been prevented just because.
Now you gotta look. Now at that time, now you gotta argue because now you wrong and you don't want to communicate that you wrong. So now we about to pick a whole fuss when you could just be like, yeah, I messed up. Exactly. I messed up. That for me, once I realized that. Once I realized those 3 words, bro, life became easier for me. I fucked up. Like, people can't say that. And I couldn't. Like, I'd be like, Nah, like I said, like, I messed
people
up.
can't apologize.
I messed up. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
And, right. And then like people really be acting like it's so hard just to say I apologize. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this like this. I should have done it this way. I see why you felt the way.
But mental health, bro, that everything gonna always go back to mental health. And I feel like for men, no matter what, like this white, black, Brazilian, African, whatever, we are taught that because we have to be so strong, that we can't have emotion. Like you just can't cry. Like you just, man, I was a crier for sure. But I used to be like, man, if I cry, ain't nobody gonna respect me. Nobody. Like that. So what that did was I would ball up my tears so much that I would get so mad. Yeah. Bro, just go in the bathroom and cry, bro. Yeah. You good? Like, you good. Just go in the bathroom, let it out. You good, bro. Call one of your pilots, say, bro, I need to holler at you. Like, you know, I'm going through some things. I ain't trying to put nothing on. I just need somebody to talk to. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some people, I always say some people are not good listeners. Like you might have friends that's not good listeners, but I wouldn't say that makes them bad friends. Right. They just need to work on listening. Right. Like, you know, so that could be a help for both of y'all. Look, you need to work on listening. I need to work on communicating. Yeah. Look, all right, you my partner, let's help each other. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think we just, as men, we so busy trying to be macho, like, man, you know, my girl can't see me cry. My girl can't, my mama, my partner, man, if my partner see me cry over this girl, he gonna be like, man, you, bro, say bro, I love my girl, dog. Right. I love my girl. I ain't marrying you. So you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I love my girl, big dog. I can't help it. If you got a problem with that, then.
But that's something that a lot of people don't do, because people too busy worried about what people gonna think.
Yeah, like, nah, brother. I love my girl. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Because it's like, I know for a fact, especially now, it's okay to cry. And some people respect you more for doing crying, that. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't do it because there's a lot of followers, or there's reasons why people don't cry. Like Bryce, I know he cried probably like once a year.
Bryce, how many times you cried your whole life?
First, I would say before 2018, very rarely.
Bryce cried. Bryce on one hand.
Y'all out y'all mind. It might be 3 to 4 times a month. Yeah.
Like, okay, now.
Now. In the last probably 2 to 3 months, it's been dried up. But I'm on a mission right now.
Bryce, how many times you cried?
I count on my hand from like what time span?
In the past 2 years, since 2023.
Maybe once.
You're right.
Bro, in the last week, I didn't cry about a good 4 or 5 times.
Right.
I'm lying, twice.
Yeah, I didn't change that by myself completely. Like, I let that shit.
I've cried.
Bryce, didn't I just cry by you 3 days ago? I don't care. What you gonna do? What you gonna judge me?
Yeah, when
I did.
You judge me, Bryce, because I cried?
Just a little bit, because it was 1 in the morning.
It was 1 in the morning. I called Bryce, say, bro, I need to talk to you. Man, Bryce opened the door, half sleep.
But we also have to understand this was his second attempt at having this conversation, because he called me like a week before that and was like, I'm gonna come over there late one day and we gonna have this conversation. He came and he avoided the conversation entirely. Like, bro, I
was playing a game. I was playing bowling on the phone.
Yeah, this man literally started bowling on his phone. He said, yeah, this is how I relax.
Bro, I had just downloaded bowling when I got there.
But yeah, I've probably cried since 2023 about 20 times because of everything that I've been dealing with and going through in these past years. And it's been a lot. But like you said earlier, as long as you have your faith in God and you know everything's going to work out. And another thing that helped me out too, I always know somebody worse than you.
Bro, yes. Somebody always got it worse than you. For me, like, look, I'm going to tell you no lie. Today is Wednesday. Bro, Monday, I'm not a church, like, I'm not gonna say I believe in God. I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't. Bro, I think it was Monday. It was either Monday or Friday, bro. I went into the church. The exact church is on Broad. I don't know why I think I'm lying. Church on Broad. It was open 24/7. Yeah. I don't know if it's open like at midnight, but I know it's open every day. Bro, I went in there. I sat down. Wasn't nobody in there. Let me tell you how crazy. I walked in there at first. Nobody was in there. I sat down. I'm like, man, I can't do this. I got up and left. Yeah. I got up and left. Sat in the car for a while. I'm like, bro, if you can't talk to nobody, though, you can talk to God. But I don't, I never really, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe it. I just never really tried it.
Yeah.
Bro, I went in there, I relaxed, and I just cried.
Right.
I just cried. I just talked to him and I just cried. I was just like, I felt better. I still felt bad about whatever situation it was that I was going through. But, I was just like, man, it is what it is. Like, And I just think for us, it's like, you got to be able to talk, bro. Like, you got to have that strong foundation, that strong community to where it's like, all right, cool. I'm going through this. Some people might not want to hear. Look, say, bro, I got my, I got something going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me deal with this. Right now, you can respect that, all right, bro. I feel you. I feel you. But you're gonna always have that one partner you could call, like, say, bro, I'm hurting right now. I just need somebody to talk to. Even if it's something like, say, you come on the lake with me right quick, bro. I just chill. Like, I just need to whatever. Like, but I feel like another problem we have, we try to cover stuff up.
Yeah.
We find the wrong ways to cope.
Yeah.
We think that like let's say you're going through a breakup. I'm gonna just use a breakup. You might want this girl back, but you like, man, I'm just gonna mess with
somebody
Chantel, I don't know.
Somebody that's gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mess with her right quick. You know what I'm saying? Forget her, bro. You won't be over here. Just work it out, bro. Don't you that's not how you cope. Go figure this out. This way you go figure it out. Look.
And that was my issue too. Like, a lot of coping, especially during my separation, was other women.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, the fact it was easy for me, what made me do it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's easy because it ain't the right thing to do. But a lot of us will go with what's easy, what we used to, was comfortable, and then we just keep going full force with that. But then it just came to a point to where you gotta change your coping mechanisms, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this way of coping ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah, it's all wrong.
And that's when I started really tapping into myself, reading, started watching certain things, listening to certain things, just changing my whole mental and figure out different ways to handle how I'm feeling.
Yeah, like when you lose people. For me, I still think this weird, but it's just I got to work on that for myself. Like, I've lost a lot of partners to gun violence, but what's crazy? I don't cry when my partners get killed. I don't cry because I feel like they, it's become so much of the norm in New Orleans. I feel like if he was in that life,
it's a possibility.
It was a possibility. Yeah. So for me, I don't cry. But if he die of cancer, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, it's different.
Because I feel like that's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you 26, why you die? Exactly. How you caught cancer at 26? Like, wait, no, that don't work like that. Like, so I'm like, but he got killed. Like, damn, man, he was in the streets.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Because you understand the difference.
Yeah, it's just like, and I feel like it's like, bro, that's not a good norm.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good norm to be like. I mean, like, it hurt me, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn. Like, man, like I remember, I would say my biggest, one of my biggest ones was probably my partner James, because James died on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to him because we out the same hood, but we went to middle school together. And my middle school class was real small. Everybody had their own little circles, but the class as a whole was real, probably like 50, 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
So we was close. Like, we all knew each other. Like, we all hung, whatever, we hung together. So when I got to Easton, I was at Easton. I think it's like my 10th or 9th grade year. And I talked to him the day before my birthday. I hollered at him. I had just passed by some. The next day, my partner like, man, you heard what happened, huh? And I'm like, wait, no, he was supposed to come at me for my birthday. Like, no, you tripping. Like, nah, they ain't happen like that.
Right.
That was like my first, probably my first one. My cousin. And after that, it was like, man, yeah, so this what it is. Like,
right.
this New Orleans. All right, cool. All right. I gotta adjust to this. And so for me, it was just like, man, look, all right. It is what it is. I don't gotta talk about it. I ain't worried about it. And it was just like, I kept taking it on the chin, So from that moment on, when you take that on the chin, now you taking everything that happened with you on the chin, whether it be relationship, friendships, problems at home, problems with your girl, whatever the case may be, it got to the point for me where I was just taking it on the chin.
Right.
I was just like, okay, it is what it is. So for me, like even when I got to college, I was like, man, I don't need nobody. Cause you know, in college, I don't know how everybody feel, but for me, 2016 college, where I ain't have no problems in the world. Nah, I was getting a refund check paying for my apartment.
Right.
I felt like I ain't need nobody. Whatever problem I had, I ain't tripping. I got a refund check. I'm good. I'm gonna go buy me some G Nights. That's how I used to cook. No lie. 2016, I called my daddy. 2018 summer, I was on tour with my daddy, but I was going through a lot mentally. I ain't tell my daddy, bro, I just brought G Nights every week.
He said, brought G Nights every week.
You remember that, right? I brought G Nights every week. I'm at the second line every Sunday with a new pair of G Nights. I was just like, every week.
It wasn't just the all whites either.
It wasn't.
He started venturing out.
I was just buying
the bad ones.
Yep. The only thing, listen, I never brought the black ones. Boy, I was just like, man. So I used to find other ways to cope. And it's cool to find things that, like for me, traveling, when I travel, I think. So that's a good way to cope. But I feel like definitely coping is communication. Like call somebody, bro, talk. Like don't keep that on your mental because it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna mess you up. It's gonna tear you down. Like, bro, if I thank God for these last couple months, bro.
Right.
I really do. I think when I went to Philly, when I went to Brazil, that was my first time going at 28. That was my first time because I stopped at 18 because I went to school because I couldn't do it at that time because I'm in college and everything. So this was my first time going in my 20s as an adult.
Yeah.
And I was by myself. And it was just like, I'm just walking around and people like, it just felt home. And I was like, I remember I just went to the beach and I just sat down, bro. And I was just like, all right, you got to change.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. Like nothing drastic happened. Like I didn't lose nobody. I'm nothing like that. I was just like, I looked around. I'm like, bro, I'm in Brazil. Like I gotta change some ways. Like, you know, I'm blessed. Like God bless me. My parents blessed me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but in order to stay blessed, bro, you gotta communicate with anything. Like, bro,
right.
Communication is. But I didn't believe I could say. I talk so much about communication now because I wasn't that person.
Yeah,
bro. I was not. It got to the point I was scared to communicate. Right. I was scared, bro. I was terrified because I just don't come from. You know, it's just not even don't come from because my parents for the most part are vocalized, but I was just like, I don't want to talk. Man.
Keep it to yourself.
So once you get in that New Orleans mindset, like I don't want to, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And you keep saying it,
yeah,
you're gonna believe it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. So it's just for me, it's like, so now it's just like for mental health, it's like, bro, you gotta talk. When I was working at Eastern, it's summertime, not school out, bro. Them kids, it used to the older staff used to be like, man, how you know how to connect? Like, bro, I understand.
Right.
I understand. And that's why I say, even in a school system, not to knock teachers that don't come from where we come from, but it always helps to have teachers that come from where these students come from.
But I would say just people, period.
Yeah, period.
If you know somebody, like say for instance, you got a little young dude that just acting up, doing that. Like if you know you came from that, you're gonna try to see what's going on. You ain't gonna get defensive of, oh, he might try to hit me. You're gonna be like, bro, let me talk to you real quick and really see what's going on with
I had a kid like that. He became. I've been at Eastern 2 years now. So my first year, bro, he was one of them ones for sure. Mm-hmm. Like we was gonna get into it. Like he just wasn't gonna listen. But and when he used to say certain stuff like, man, I'm like that, man, catch me in traffic. I'd be like, bro, you 14. You don't even drive. I'm gonna catch you. What traffic I'm gonna catch you in? You don't drive. Your mama. You right. You want me to catch you with your mama? Like that's what you want? Man, so one day, I saw him somewhere. I saw him at a second line. I ain't gonna really tell that full stuff. I'm not. But we had a talk. We had a nice talk. And dude cried like, and I'm like, bro, I'm talking about, I didn't pull them to the side. Mm-hmm. Like, say, bro, you good? Like 3.8 student.
Yeah.
3.8 smart. Bro, after that, we had that talk. And dude became one of my favorite students. Yeah. Because he knew, like, man, I'm here for you. Like,
because people really
come
be hurting.
It's cool. So he'll really come during lunchtime, holler at me, and all that. He'll be like, say, bro, like, say, Mr. P, let me holler at you. Man, and I tell him, like, say, bro, you good? Like you could come holler at me, dog. It's okay. It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. Like, but yeah. So yeah, that's the thing about mental health, but you gotta be old enough, not old enough. You gotta accept things for what it is. That way you can communicate it. If you can't accept it for what it is, it's gonna be hard to communicate. And you gotta be okay with communicating what it is.
You got to.
Or it's gonna tell you the shreds.
And you gotta be honest, be willing to be vulnerable, really let out what's really going on with you. And then you'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Make sure, I think for me it's like, I'm gonna always go back to like friends. And I feel like even with friends, like I said, bro, I feel like friendships do not get tested, bro. Friendships are important, bro. Friendships don't get tested. Like I said, you could be friends with somebody for 20 years. 20 years and you go to jail and they do something you never thought they'd do. You know what I'm saying? You could be friends with somebody for 10 years. But you don't think
that's getting tested?
No, I feel like, so when I say getting tested, I feel like there was moments before that that you should have paid attention and you just overlooked it. And now that this big thing didn't happen, nah, it's bad. But it's like, no, bro, he been showing you true colors.
But that's relationships period, though.
That is relationships period. That's true.
Because a lot of times, like say for instance, with relationships with women, you see red flags, but you may not be wanting to be alone at that moment. So it's like, all right, I'll still deal with you. Maybe it'll change. Or you look at the potential of, all right, well, if this changed, then we can make it work. But you see it.
I think for my problem with relationships probably was I wanted that person to be perfect. But I ain't perfect.
Exactly.
So I really, one day I saw it on Instagram and I was like, let me just be goofy. It was like, write what you want in a woman.
Right.
Now write what you got to offer, bro. Ooh, my list was short. But the list of what I wanted
was long.
I probably had about 35 things on that list. But when I said what I could offer, I was like, I mean, I got a job.
Yeah.
We could travel.
Yeah.
We go to Brazil. But can I communicate when it's a problem? Not me now I can.
Yeah.
But like, that's just 4 things, bro. You want 30 to 4. It don't work like that, dog. But
But that's people in general.
Yeah, that's people in general.
But women can do that too.
Definitely. We ain't gonna do that though.
But appreciate you for being on this, man.
Thank you, man.
Really
appreciate it.
Glad you were finally able to let your voice out.
Yeah, man. I'm good. So Bryce can leave me alone now. He gonna still tell me I don't got no shoulders, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm okay with that now. I've accepted that.
Yeah, you've been dealing with that all your life.
It don't bother my mental no more.
I know this is the first stage.
Yeah. I'm gonna work out one day.
There's another episode. Tune in next week. And this is the WeakLEE Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in next week.